welcome to episode 23 of Duck-Sized Horses, the comedy podcast which aims to answer the Would You Rather questions you've hopefully always wanted answered. I'm Nathan Heratt.
And I'm Jack Higgins.
How are you, sir?
Well,
Good,
very
good.
well. My feet hurt.
Do they?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Oh, what a shame.
So yeah, this is maybe someone out there can help with the ailment.
Yeah,
but,
that's true.
but it's useful as a chocolate fire guard at the moment in describing it.
Yeah.
I feel like I went to the doctor and said, why do they hurt? You tell me. So yeah, that's the little insight into.
That is. I'm sorry your feet hurt, sir.
That's okay.
Put your feet up and relax for the next
I shall.
30 minutes or so.
And you at home as
And
well.
you at home, yes.
Because we're
What
going
a
to take
smooth
you
link.
on a auditory journey.
We are, and it's quite the journey.
It is.
And we will get on to the question, and it's a very good question, actually, this month. And we'll get on to that question in a little bit. And we'll also hear how you voted. Voted, even. You may have voted.
Yeah.
But I'd rather you voted. How you voted in the polls. But first, just a bit of admin. Thank you to everyone who's got in touch. We always appreciate it, don't we, when people got in touch. And
lovely.
we made a request, didn't we, for some new questions, and people have sent questions in. So we're very grateful for that. And we'll talk about that in a bit. And the competition. Last bit of admin from me before we hit the polls is just to give you an update on the scores. It is currently Jack Higgins 10, Nathan Heratt 12. So
I've got to pull it back.
you have got a little bit of work to do this evening to get back, where I could extend my lead. So it's quite exciting. I'm excited.
Likewise.
Immensely excited. So, Higgins, shall we crack on with this, mate?
Let's do this.
You ready for this? So I shall read the question and then we'll go straight to the polls to hear how the polls have gone. So the question for episode 23 is, would you rather be marooned on an island with someone of your choice or trapped in a room for 24 hours with someone you don't know?
So, for polls,
Yes.
over at Twitter at DSH Podcast. That's our Twitter address if you want to get involved with this on a weekly basis. It's 50-50.
Is it?
Straight down the middle.
That's superb. That's the first time, I think.
I can't remember. We might have had another one.
I'm not sure if we've had a 50-50.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
We've split us as well.
Yeah. Yeah, someone's going to win.
Yeah.
So yeah, here we go. So 50-50 on DSH Podcast.
What about Facebook, mate?
Facebook is going it's going the other way. It's it's not giving me the percentage breakdown.
Oh, tense.
So I might have to work this out in my
Might
head.
have to do this live.
Yeah.
This is exciting.
But it is currently. Oh, I know why. It's because the poll doesn't end for another hour. So
Oh.
controversial.
Yeah.
This could change by the
This
time
could
you've listened
change.
to it. But at the moment, it is 8 votes in favour of marooned and 15 in favour of being stuck. So
Wow. I'm surprised.
It's close to 50. I'm going to say, so what's that, 23?
I'm going to say yes to whatever number you say, to be honest, mate.
It's about 60% in favour of being stuck in the room for 24 hours.
Wow.
So a little shout out as well to Tim and Chris and Catherine, Matt and Claire, Vance and John,
Nice.
and Lauren and everybody else who's gotten in
Thank you.
touch
Thank you for that.
helped vote on that question for this week.
Your vote is very important to us. I mean, we won't pay any attention to it, but your vote is very
Yeah.
important to us.
So I guess we're gonna find out in a little moment who's gone with who. I mean, this could be straight down
This
the
could
lines of
be.
the Twitter poll.
This could be very exciting. Are you ready, Mr. Higgins?
I am ready.
I shall read you the question then, sir. Would you rather be marooned on an island with someone of your choice or trapped in a room for 24 hours with someone you don't know? Off you go, mate.
I've got to go with trapped in a room
You've gone for the room
for 24 hours with
someone you don't know.
someone I don't know.
Excellent.
Reason being,
Yeah,
it's because there's a limited time frame on this, right?
it's true.
It's only
True.
24 hours. If you've had the luck to be locked in there with someone nice, hey, you've got a new friend when you come out.
It's true.
So
But what
which
if they're
is-
absolutely hateful?
If they're an absolute hateful Burke, a grade A sod, if
Yes,
you will,
yes.
then at least it's only 24 hours, and at least you can
That's
you can
true,
jump
yeah.
out and you can get on with your lives. You never have to see that person again.
No, that's true.
So, and you never know, could be a nice room. In fact, maybe that's a question. First, sort of like
Yeah.
little delve into it. What type of room is it?
What type of room? Well, I
are we
mean,
chatting like living room or like a cupboard or
it's an
escape room? Or
I suppose it was easy for me to
wacky
say.
warehouse?
Wacky warehouse, maybe. Yeah, I reckon it's got to be like an escape room, maybe.
Yeah.
Because
So dimly lit and cold and full of clues.
like, yes, I've never been to an escape room, but I'm assuming that's
my description.
your description.
100% accurate.
Accurate. Have you been to an escape room?
Yeah.
Nice. That's its own point, isn't
Yeah.
it? Really. But yeah, I imagine it's got me. It's got me an escape room because if it was like a cupboard, I feel like you'd need to be able to move around the room just
Yeah.
for a bit of change.
Getting each other's hair a bit if it was a bit
Yeah.
cupboardy, wouldn't you?
You would, yeah. You'd be a bit too close. Plus, if you don't know them, that's quite. If it's a cupboard, that's quite an intimate.
Yeah.
Thing to go through.
Is there anything in the room? Like, are there any like?
Well, I
Could
mean,
you like play Kerplunk? Or
yeah. Well, I mean, whatever floats your boat, mate. I
you
think.
just can't leave the room?
I suppose the room hasn't specified that it doesn't have, tea and coffee facilities and stuff. So
Yeah.
I suppose I mean, it might, there'll be some sustenance in there, I reckon.
Who's locked me in this room with Stranger A?
I mean, you're probably asking the wrong person, but I don't know whether it'd be something you would apply to do.
Oh, like Big Brother.
Yeah, maybe. How do escape rooms work? Do you just turn up and they let you in, or do you have to like?
Yeah, you turn up, you hand over some money to some teenagers in hoodies sitting behind a makeshift table.
Yeah. But what do you do
And
when you go
then
to the escape room? Yeah.
And then they lock you in. When we went to an escape room, so I've been once, and it was sort of like built in kind of shipping containers, and the walls of which they're fairly like thick and sturdy. Like you could like have a sense of being locked in one.
Yeah.
But they're not really acoustically treated, so they're not soundproof. So
No.
you can hear the group ahead of you all having fun. And whilst we were in our one, we heard the group very excitedly like shout out the code to open the door.
Oh.
And that's the room we just paid to go into. We were sat outside, so we knew exactly what it was straight
You knew
away.
what you were doing straight away.
Thankfully, the hooded teenagers behind the desk let us have a go in the more premium room.
Oh right, so there's
yeah.
different grades of escape
Yeah.
room. Wow.
So
What does a premium escape room? It's a question I didn't think I'd ever ask. What does a premium escape room have within its?
I don't know because I didn't see the rubbish one.
Oh yeah. Damn, I thought that was a brilliant question.
Sorry. It's, yeah. No, I don't know. It was cold. It was a bit.
Like atmospheric.
It was decked out like an old or like World War bunker type thing. You had to figure out some like clues. I'm trying to remember if it had a story or not. I feel like it did have a story, but
Like a
I felt-
narrative, but
yeah, but I feel like that kind of went over my head a little
Yeah.
bit of a story because like the way I work a lot of the time is just to go cool problem solve
yeah.
rather than pay attention
Yeah,
to all
you're
the
straight in,
peripheral
aren't you?
around it. So yeah, I don't know. So yeah, have I paid to go in the room with a stranger?
I'm guessing, yeah. I'm guessing you've paid to go in this room. Maybe you don't know that you're going to go into a room with a stranger. You've just paid to go into a room, and they've just paid to go into a room,
With
and then you're
someone
locked
in.
in.
Is it like a Taskmaster type?
Yeah, a bit
thing
like
then?
a sort of taskmaster
So
type
it's just
approach.
just
So,
someone in the room.
yeah, so
Hmm.
there's someone in that room with you.
So yeah, that's what I've
That's
gone
what you've
for
gone for, yeah.
because and like I said, if they turn out to be nice, then
Yeah.
new friend, and if not, yeah, bye.
Few questions for you.
Yes.
First question: how soon into your entrapment are you going to talk to the person that you're trapped with? Are you going to say hello straight away? Are you going to let them come to you? Are you going to kind of pretend they're not there and just
Well, if I was
crack on with Kaplunk?
yeah, if I was expecting them, if I knew I was going into
Yeah.
the room with a stranger, I think I'd try and break the ice
Yeah.
straight away with a joke. I walk in
here we
and
go. What would your second question? What would your sort of ice breaking joke? So this is a joke that you maybe reserve purely for the first time you meet somebody. What's your kind of, and if possible, keep it as family friendly as you can, because with the greatest will in the world, I know what you're like.
I'd walk in and I'd say, hello, stranger, because they would be.
I like it. I like it. It's nice. It's endearing.
Maybe the other jokes will come later on.
It's quite charming, yeah.
Yeah.
You'd space the jokes out a bit.
Yeah.
Get them on
And
side.
I'd tell them one about the fish cake as well. You heard that one?
I've not heard that one. I sense I'm about to.
A man walks into a fishmonger's with a salmon under his arm. He said, "Excuse me, do you make fish cakes?" And the fishmonger goes, "Yeah, of course we do." He said, "Oh, brilliant! It's his birthday."
That's a very good one, actually. I quite like that. That's a very good one. Yeah, I would be hooked.
That's joke 2.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Um,
What would you have a third joke?
I'm sure I would.
Can you have a third joke?
I'll think of one.
Think of one for him.
Yeah,
We'll sort of circle back to it. Yeah,
So yeah, I think that's what I'd do to.
I like it. So you'd go in sort of charmingly.
Yeah.
I like it.
When what's the next question then? What's pressing your mind next? How are you going to unpick this seamless argument?
I don't know. I suppose the sort of glaring elephant in the room, if you like, is sort of bodily ablutions. What do you do when the bladder and bowel come knocking? What do you do? Because there may not be toilet facilities.
Oh wow!
How are you going to handle? Well, don't handle it.
Oh.
How are you going to deal with that situation?
So there's no.
There's no kind of. It's not an ensuite room that you're trapped in. Because I'm guessing, as I say, I've not been to an escape room.
It's just a singular box room.
Yeah, it didn't have.
Singular box room with kerplunk and no toilet.
I mean, it sounds like a TripAdvisor waiting to happen, doesn't it? The kind of the room I'm imagining is a bit like the interrogation room that in like police dramas and that kind of sealed.
Right. I think you'd both have to just mutually agree to hold it in.
Really? 24 hours of holding though?
Yeah, I mean, someone's got to give eventually. I think it'd be a bit of Stockholm syndrome-y type thing, where eventually you'd get on board with each other and you just have to go. I mean,
you just let the moment take you.
Hopefully there'd be some kind of like vent or drain in the room,
possibly. Yeah,
so you could just get rid of it through there.
Yeah,
that's what I'm hoping anyway.
Yeah. Otherwise, 24 hours to hold that in is. I mean, that's gonna hurt.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to hurt a lot.
Oh, yeah. What have you gone for?
What have I gone for? I've gone for a lie down, to be honest. No, I've gone the opposite.
Have you?
I have.
I'm intrigued.
I've gone for being marooned on an island with someone of my choice.
So, firstly,
yes,
who would you choose?
Well, I thought about this quite a lot, actually. And I was tempted to pick someone that would entertain me.
Mm-hmm.
So yourself came to mind at one point because I think we'd have a good laugh on an island.
It'd be very good.
Be very much like what this is now.
We could throw the podcast out. I'm sure
we could do it from an island, Coconut Shell podcast.
Yeah.
But then I thought maybe a better choice. No disrespect, that sounds awful, but you know what I mean. Maybe a different choice. Different is what I should say, not better.
You're digging a hole.
I am. Maybe I'll get off the island by digging a hole. Anyway, the person I've gone for is Bear Grylls.
Very good choice.
Because, well, for many reasons. Partly, I'm quite a fan of his work.
Yep.
With the exception of putting his hands up camels, that I'm less a fan of.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think, with Bear Grylls, you've got the scope to get off the island. Because he has a lot of, he does this Born Survivor series and Running Wild with Bear Grylls, so he knows how to do that. But I've got it down here, I wouldn't look to get off the island straight away. I would get Bear to be like a mentor to me and teach me the survival skills.
It's a good plan.
Like hunting and foraging and building fires and such. And I'd get him to sort of help me out with my like physical skills and my fitness and stuff.
Yeah, no,
and
good
then
plan.
We kind of build up to getting off the island and then work together as a team to get off the island.
Okay. So here's my first point of interjection then.
Yes.
Why Bear Grylls and why not everybody's more...
are you going to ask me why we're not Ray Mears?
Yeah, why not everybody's favourite cuddly survivalist?
I mean, I like Ray Mears, but I suppose I'm maybe more aware of Bear Grylls. Perhaps Bear Grylls gets more airtime and publicity
Maybe.
than Ray Mears does.
I think Ray Mears was the sort of precursor for Bear Grylls, right?
I think so, yeah.
I've never seen. So I saw a Bear Grylls episode where they found a dead mouse and they boiled it in a celebrity's wee, and she had sort of drink the broth,
Yeah,
and that was a survival thing.
yeah.
Didn't see Ray Mears doing that. I saw
No.
Ray Mears catch a salmon with his live hands, and
Yeah,
then fashion like almost like a grill
Yeah.
and cook it open on it. And the whole time he was like sort of sat there. It was on sort of a river beach.
Yeah.
River bank, I believe is
River beach.
river beaches are a thing, aren't they?
I don't think they are, mate. I think it's a river bank, isn't it?
Yeah, but
It's not a river beach.
I'm sure you can get a river beach.
I don't think you can.
There's a little bit of sort of GCSE geography
Yeah,
in the back there,
you're
thinking
desperately thinking river beach.
I'm. Anyway,
Anyway, that's a separate issue.
He was cooking up this salmon on an open fire
Yeah.
next to a thing, and like he seemed like he was having a great time. He was really, really worried some bears were going to come along.
Well, there you are.
Not
see?
Bear Grylls, but
No, just actual bears,
yeah.
original bears.
But he had a nice, tasty meal.
Yeah, but I mean, that, great point. But for some people, urine-soaked mouse might be a tasty meal. You don't know until you've tried it.
Yes, yeah,
I don't want to try it, but
I guess. I'm going to throw some shade on Bear Grylls.
oh,
I guess he is a good choice though, because he does know the nearest Travelodge locations.
well, yes. There's an element of that, isn't there?
After the renowned controversy.
Yeah, there's nothing like satire 5 years after an event, is there?
Oh. You just wait until the Brexit episodes of
Yeah.
2024.
I'm looking forward to that. They should put us in charge of that, I reckon. We'd sort out Brexit, wouldn't we?
100%.
Between us.
100%.
Anyway, that's for another day. Yes, look, I know that the Travelodge thing is a possibility with Bear Grylls,
Okay.
but I'm willing to take that. I think we should sort of establish that we're going for a truthful Bear Grylls. We're not, there's no fabrication going on. We're going for Bear Grylls as
Series
he should
1 and
be.
2.
Yeah, yeah.
Bear Grylls.
When he was just getting started, before fame went to his head.
Yeah,
and he started, staying in hotels and such.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
That's question one. You're marooned, so there's
I am
no
marooned, yeah.
there's no time frame. There's no sort of
No.
definite means of escape.
No.
This island could be in the middle of literally anywhere.
Well, yeah.
The sea.
Surely most islands are, though.
Correct.
Yep, that's the end of my knowledge. Thank you.
So, with no means of escape and no time frame, you're stuck there indefinitely.
Yes.
I'd say I'd get a lot more laborious and a lot more.
You'd
be a little bit. You'd go a little bit like Tom Hanks in the hit movie Castaway.
You would
You'd go a little bit mad.
I suppose you would, but I think from sort of day one on the island with Bear Grylls, when you hear yourself say something, I think we would establish, me and Bear, very quickly a routine. So I'd get firewood,
Right.
he'd catch fish. He'd be in charge of catering. We'd discuss the catering at some length, and ensure that no urine touched any animals that we were going to eat.
Okay.
But we'd have our set, going for water, firewood, as I say, creating shelter. So it would get set, and gradually we'd build into a routine.
How did you get stuck on the island?
That's a very good question. Now, normally, in Bear Grylls programs that I've watched, now I've watched a few, he's dropped in by helicopter, but that's a little out of my comfort zone.
Okay.
But it would be that kind of, maybe we're left
behind.
Coast Guard's the wrong term, isn't it? But
Yeah.
sort of sea rescue type. What is the term? Maybe it is
I don't
Coast Guard.
Yeah.
But anyway, those kind of people, and they leave us, and then if we absolutely need, if there's serious danger or one of us is injured, we can get in touch with them somehow, and we can be sort of extracted off the. I know all the terms.
But that's not proper being marooned.
That's true. That's voluntarily.
Yeah.
Maybe they just leave it. Maybe they just leave us.
Well, let's just say you're properly marooned. Then.
Yeah.
So you get into a routine.
Yeah.
Who's going to cave first after all the food dries up?
Yeah.
And after things go a bit mad. Who's going to be the first to be
Well, I think
cannibalised? Not to gloss over it.
who's
Who's
gonna
getting
be
eaten first?
Yeah, who's been eaten first?
Or is this part of a plan? Is it sort of get Bear to teach you all the build up your fitness so you could take him
So
down?
kill him off. I wouldn't dream of killing Bear Grylls.
He might dream.
He
of
might,
killing you,
yeah,
though.
he might have a different opinion.
You're
I
marooned.
reckon-
It's kill or be killed.
Well, yeah, I reckon from the beginning, as we get food, we start finding ways to preserve it and create some kind of nature's pantry type approach. So we've always got food.
could be you could have like a plant-based diet.
Exactly, yeah. And I suppose you can kind of like smoke fish, can't you? And salt preserve them if you're in the sea and such. So I just make sure there was a lot of preserved food to avoid the cannibalism
Okay.
ever happening.
What if so you're going to escape?
Yes.
How would you escape? What's the preferred escape method?
I'm thinking if it's kind of a sea island scenario,
As
opposed to the land island
yeah.
scenario.
as opposed to continent.
Yeah. In that scenario, it lends itself, I think, quite well to a raft of some kind,
Okay.
because no matter what materials you have around, you can form some kind of raft.
I don't think that's true.
Good point. Within reason, depending on what materials you have around, you can form some kind of raft that one of us can sit on and the other could swim and push, or, you know.
If you eat Bear Grylls, and you eat all of his bone marrow, you'd have some nice, healthy, floaty bones.
Well, yeah,
float
but
on.
I mean, I have no intention of eating Bear Grylls, and I would hope. I mean, I've never met the man, but I would hope he has no intention of eating me either.
Okay.
I think we're kind of eclipsing the cliche of being marooned on an island and one of us dying because the other eats them. I think we're
Okay.
getting rid of that up
Okay.
top. We're all friends.
How? All right. This. There's loads of other cliches. So,
Yeah, here we go.
like, you're gonna have grass skirts and sort of weird straw hats, and
Well, I mean, can I just clarify? We're marooned. We're not having a breakdown. I mean,
eventually you might though.
I don't know if we go grass skirts. I think, yeah, skirts maybe not. Maybe we'd fashion some kind of clothing out of whatever we've got around. Fishnet stockings or something. I don't know. Some kind of We'd fashion some kind of clothing from what's available.
Oh yeah, but it's only two of you there. Something like
Swap.
yeah. There you go.
I reckon he'd fit in one of my shirts.
Yeah. Okay. But so what would you do to entertain yourselves while you're on the island? You've got a lot of time to kill. You could be there for 5 minutes. You could be there for 50 years.
Well, I mean, yeah.
What's there to do on this island?
I suppose.
Day 1, sandcastles.
Yeah, of course.
Day 2, digging holes.
Swim at some point.
Yeah, that's the day 3.
Dig a hole and then wait for the water to fill in. I think
That's day
that's
4.
a beach classic.
Yeah.
I suppose fishing.
Yeah.
Bird watching.
Yeah.
Bit of twitching.
Yeah.
I'd say bird watching, not just randomly sitting there twitching.
Yeah.
And I just reckon there's a point I should have made a little while ago. Actually, I just reckon he's got a good story to tell, Bear Grylls, because he's done so many of these survival things, and he's done it as well with, loads of different celebrities as well. And I just think that would be cool. So that we'd probably have some good chats. I reckon we could be philosophical.
But what if you were just trapped in a room with him for 24 hours? You could hear a lot of stories in 24 hours. Because after 50 years,
Yeah,
it's going to be like, wow.
he's going to repeat himself, isn't he?
Yeah.
I suppose the only downside to being locked in a room with Bear Grylls, again, when you hear yourself, is you'd have those 24 hours, and I don't know about you, but if I was locked in a room with Bear Grylls, I'd be yearning to be out of that room, not in a mean way, but because I'd be desperate to actually experience the survival side with Bear Grylls, actually be, abseiling down rocks and climbing through caves and stuff, whereas there's scope to do that, maybe not on the caves bit, but if you're actually with him, there'll be more. I think you'd
More
find
to do.
there'd be more to do, and you'd find different things to talk about. I think
Yeah.
you'd cope. I think you'd cope, and you'd develop games, and you'd have your sort of regular witty banter that you'd develop. I think over time,
As you slowly descend into
as
madness.
you slowly resent each other's existence.
Yeah.
But you know,
You could divide the island.
well, yeah, we could have we don't have to do everything together. I mean, got to have some time apart, aren't you?
What did you do yesterday? I dug a hole on the beach.
Yeah, exactly.
What about you? Oh, sandcastles for me. It's Tuesday, isn't it? Tuesday sandcastle day.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh.
I think that'd be all right, wouldn't it?
Okay. All right. Well, that's. I think I've exhausted my interrogation of that. So, who's won?
It's
Who's
a
won this
difficult
time,
one.
Have I managed to convince you over to the quick short 24 hours?
I like the Kaplunk element of that. I've got to be honest. I'm a big fan of Kaplunk,
Underrated as a game.
but the sort of toilet element of the room worries me.
Mm.
But then I suppose you could throw it in my face. I'd rather you didn't, but you could you could throw that back at me for the island being an issue.
Yeah.
But I suppose my saving grace, I'm clinging on by my fingertips here, is we could fashion some kind of toilet on the island, whereas you couldn't.
Well, you
in your
you
room.
use one of your holes.
Yeah.
Use
Exactly,
one of your
yeah.
beach holes. Oh, this is going to get into coin flip territory.
Is it?
I
Is
feel.
that why you're rustling in
I
your
am.
pocket? I wonder what you're doing then.
Right.
Here we go.
So, to decide who wins
We've
this
got to
round,
assign this.
heads or tails, Nathan?
I'm
Second most important question of the day.
going to go heads, please, Jack.
It's heads.
Hello.
Oh.
Thank you. The coin
Yeah.
has actually gone with me for a change, because normally it doesn't.
No, what's that? Coin toss number 3?
That is our third coin toss that we've done. Thank you, sir.
And that's 13
That is. I shall write
points.
that in right now.
steaming ahead.
I am, but I've had to work for that one, I think.
Yeah, no, it's tricky. I thought I had it there, and
Yeah,
I've been
I've
let
really-
down
yeah.
by the gods of fate.
You have a very amicable effort, though, sir.
Shame. Right then, let's crack on with our competition.
Yes, let's.
We haven't had any entries this month, have we? I've
No.
forgotten.
This is the first month in a little while that we've not had any entries, which is a bit of a shame, but
We can tell people how to get in touch now and tell people about the prize.
we
Because
can.
next month will be a rollover.
It is. It's our first roller over in a little while.
Shall we, just throwing this out there, should we make it a double rollover? Because it's also our second birthday.
It is our second birthday.
And we're going to be bringing back a competition entry, aren't we?
We are actually. Yes, that's very exciting.
So, in fact, we'll tell you about that first, and we'll come on to tell you how you can get involved with our competition, how to win. So next month, it's episode 24.
It is.
We turn 2 years old as a podcast.
We do.
And for those of you who've been with us since the start, thank you so much.
Yes.
And if you've gotten to episode 12, you know that we did something sort of special for our first birthday last year. We did a little live stream.
We did.
This year we're going to be doing and using a competition entry that was sent in by, was it Bobby?
It was
Sent-
by
sent
Bobby.
us in?
Yes.
10 Duck winner Bobby,
10 Duck Bobby, as he's now known.
who sent us in a recipe for mock duck,
He
which
did.
is a main dish.
It is, I think. Yeah.
We're not quite sure what it tastes like.
No,
or
that's what we're going to
it's gonna
find
do,
out. Yeah.
But we're gonna cook it up. We're gonna give you a recipe video, like the Hairy Bikers, but better.
Yes.
So you can look forward to that.
Yeah.
And that's going to be alongside of our regular podcast as well. So we're gonna
Yeah.
talk you through the steps. We're gonna pop a little video online of us making
Making
this
it.
as well, ready for a bright and prosperous future career. As the new host
yeah.
of Ready Steady Cook and Great British Bake Off and MasterChef and all of those programs, it's just going to be knocking on the door of DHS
Podcast.
HQ.
And if our respective bosses are listening, don't worry, we're doing it in the Easter holiday. So if we are
Yeah.
violently ill as a result, we shouldn't miss any work
It's going
as
to
a
be.
result of that. But yes, we are excited. It's going to be
Yeah.
fantastic.
And so if you've got some duck or horse related content
Yes.
that you want to send in, and you want to be like Bobby and get up to 10 ducks,
Yes.
you can send us in a photo or a video or a joke or recipe or a poem, a
Yeah.
flower arrangement,
Yeah, whatever.
a picture of a slipper that's shaped like a duck or a horse.
Nice.
anything goes, and we'll send you a signed rubber duck, which is signed by me,
And me.
and you can send us that stuff via the following ways.
Yes. You can tweet them to us at DSH Podcast. Our Facebook page is Duck-Sized Horses, or you can email them to us at ducksizedhorsespodcast@gmail.com. As Jack said, use those contact details for the competition, or just get in touch. We really do love hearing from you. Send in your questions, and we'll put that into the spreadsheet of wonder. And if we pick your question for an episode, you get a signed rubber duck. Also, if you think there's anything duck or horse related that you want to make us aware of, so for example, someone at work showed me on Google Earth an island called, I think it was Midway or Medway Island, which is basically overrun with ducks.
Incredible.
Which is fantastic. So that was really excellent to see. And also Bobby texted me tonight because it's something I've told Jack about before, actually, when we before we record these things. When you watch or listen to our podcast on YouTube, you get a lot of different links to other recommended videos, some that are quite questionable that we won't go into. But one that Bobby sort of made me aware of tonight was that he was listening to our most recent episode and got recommended a video about gangs in Tonga.
Oh,
so
good, yeah. Well,
it's a great service we're providing, really.
I need to have a look at a little map, actually. Maybe we're
Maybe we're getting into the Tongan market.
yeah, big in Tonga.
But yes,
amongst the gang culture.
amongst the gang, it's gangs and ducks galore in Tonga. So,
so-
yes, so that's the kind of thing, the kind of highbrow thing, as you can see, that we like to be made aware of. But yeah, so just get in touch, really. That would be the message that I would leave you with.
Yeah, so there's nothing more to say apart from we'll see you at episode 24.
We will.
I'm going to go lock myself in the room with a stranger, and you're going to go get marooned.
With Bear Grylls.
Yeah, see you next week.
Cheers, mate.
See you next month.
This podcast is part of Britpod Scene, an independent network of uniquely British podcasts that's always growing. Check out BritpodScene.com or Britpod Scene on Twitter to find out more.